Alright, well that build is pretty good. Let's talk about Sanctum. And the builds I played this league. Took pretty much the whole league off making any content, but pretty much played PoE non-stop. Still playing it now. Never stopped playing the league mechanic. Didn't do any events, just kept playing the game. Figured I'd probably make a review of my builds, what I was doing. Get caught up on 3.21, what we want to do looking forward. Going on that. So let's just jump into the builds I played this league, what I thought of them, and where I want to go from here. Make sure to hit click, follow, like, subscribe, whatever you gotta do. Can be a lot of 3.21 stuff, I think. Seems like a good time to jump back in. I got the stream down below, twitch.tv/perks. Let's jump into it. Builds. As you saw in the first clip there, Shockwave Totem Hierophant was my league starter, and it was better than I expected. I expected to have a ton of problems leveling. Heard that I needed certain gear to make it work, which is true, but easily got to red maps before it was a concern. Switch to Shockwave Totem about as soon as I could. I like playing my build as quickly as possible for league starter, so switch right away. And yeah, it was pretty easy leveling. It's a totem build. It annoys some people. Other than that, like a pretty solid league starter. As soon as you get Rimtaro, is the only like necessary unique I think you need right away. That took me all the way to red maps, super easy. You just pretty much focus on cast speed, gear, life, defenses, things like that. Went really well. Getting Astral Projector was the first major upgrade. That really, it really brings your build online, turns into a ranged build. First of all, you don't have to go up to an enemy and plant your totem. So, really good. And turns your like theoretical DPS into actual DPS, because now all of your totems are hitting all the time, instead of just when they're in range. So, Shockwave Totem scaled well. Ended up at the max range, still being like questionable defenses, but I was running like Righteous Fire, Low Life, so take that with a grain of salt. And to me, the damage actually felt a little capped towards the end. This feels like there's no like clear upgrades once you have like a ton of cast speed, a ton of spell damage. All your totems, there's not a whole lot seems like you can do. But cleared all the content, got all my void stones, was a good build. Astral Projector was like 6 divs at start of league though. Not sure what it is now, but it was a grind. So that was my first build. It was good. It was really good at bossing, really good at the league mechanic. Give it like 10 out of 10 build. 7 out of 10 for league starter, because it does need some work to do with like bossing. But there you go. Next build I played was Bow Arc Cast on Crit Inquisitor. You'll see this guy come up again because I wanted to play a Bow Cast on Crit build. Really, this character came out because I wanted to go faster, so I made a second Templar. I didn't want to delete my first character. It was super annoying, but there you go. I was gonna actually play this as a league start instead. Decided not to because it needed some uniques, and I learned like immediately it would not have been possible to do it as a league starter. So super questionable defenses. I mean, we're running a bow with a quiver, so no shields. But this thing scaled leveled up. I got leveled from like 1 to 93 in like 2 days. Like it was just you just flew. It did the lightning warp in the SNS hat. You just popped around the map while you're casting your spells. Everything dead. Bada bing, bada boom. I made a better version of this build later with different skills. We'll talk about that one. I have a clip for. Then I had horrible single target was the only thing. Casting crit as bow has huge potential. I learned from this, but it was super carried by the Battle Mage passive in Inquisitor. Getting the added damage to spells from bow is insane. If you get to try added damage elementals, it's insane damage. You can make it like pretty much any spell work with this setup. Next level of Deadeye. Forgot I made this guy. I saw it in my character list for Sanctum. It's level 69. Nice. I had no idea what the plan was, guys. I think I was gonna play Venom Gyre. I think it's getting nerfed. But this is my third character, and I stopped playing for some reason. Finally, I got to like my fourth character in the league. He's like cast on crit Forbidden Right. I'm like I'm going super defensive. I just want to kill everything. I don't want to die. I just want to sit back in my chair, not have to think about anything. Get an Aegis Aurora on Forbidden Right, CI, good to go. So got this guy to level 93, an occultist to 93. Then I got bored. I've played Kakavar before. It's very boring. Nothing really happens. Stuff just dies. You hold your right click and things die. So, and it can get super pricey. I think the high end of this build is like insanely pricey. I got a witch out of this, which is really important for the rest of my builds. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be playing this build ever again. This is kind of like a build you play one time, and then like you're kind of good with cast on crit forbidden, right? You know what it does, unless you really love it. So this is like my witch for the rest of these builds probably. Next build was maybe like one of my most aggressive builds that I tried to make work. I played Absolution / Herald of Purity Scion. I really wanted to play a minion build, and I had this idea in my head that you can make a like non-permanent minion build that's like not SRS, because SRS doesn't even feel like a minion build to me. So I call this part of the league for me the minion phase, or the darkest timeline, because after about playing 4 or 5 different minion builds, I just realized none of these are going to work. So the only real choices in this build was like to go Dominate and Blow versus Absolution. Dominate and Blow might be the like worst feeling skill I've felt in a while. It was horrible to play. It was melee. Absolution basically does the same thing. So we did Absolution. The whole character is based on Herald of Purity scaling with like Crest of Desire. We end up getting like this helmet, and with all the plus level of gem gear and this helmet and a level 21 Herald of Purity, we got a level 33 Herald of Purity. So that was really cool. But this thing ended up being like an infinite currency sink, and then I got to level 95 on it, and it felt like you weren't doing as much damage as my like previous 2 builds. So you had really strong minions that were temporary, so you never felt like they were gonna die, but also minions just don't do enough damage if you're still invested in like temporary minions. So that didn't feel good. Did craft an insane minion wand though that I wanted to use around. It had increased damage, +1, +2 gems. Tier 1 minion attack capacity is insane. Luckiest roll of a fossil I've ever seen. So that'll come up again. But build is okay. It definitely could do T16 maps. I don't think it could boss very well, unfortunately. So then we went on to the poison minions timeline of the minion phase. It was like a timeline within a timeline of minions here. Follow along. So I had an occultist, and I was like, sweet, we're gonna play poison minions. Poison minions, I think, is like a super interesting build archetype. And I wanted to use Arakali's Fang, because this is like, between this and Herald of Purity are probably the 2 best ways to deliver poison with minions. And Herald of Purity just reserves all your mana, so it's not super fun. So this is a permanent minions, and what I learned is permanent minions are bad. It's ended up being like an even bigger currency sink. So basically I started the minion arc to determine if I wanted to play a minion league starter, and yeah, I'm not going to. Minions are bad unless there's like a huge buff for 3.21. There's just no way I'm playing poison minions. This part of the minion phase like started my like 3.21 league starter testing. There's no good minion league starter other than like SRS, and that's not a skill I enjoy playing. So minions will probably be out for me unless we get huge like buffs. It got pretty dark. We actually ended up putting this character to Skelly Mages on a Necromancer. This was the last minion build. It was actually not too bad. It's just the old school Skelly Mages with Fleshcrafter, Dead Reckoning, like the usual. It's not OP like it used to be. Like, it's not super crazy, but it's still good. Like, it's still screen clearing, projectiles, magic. Not leagues are viable though. You need a Fleshcrafter. You need Dead Reckoning, which isn't too difficult to get, but you need Dead Reckoning. You probably need Cluster Jewels now. I don't think you get enough damage otherwise. And yeah, it doesn't do OP damage even after getting all that. So just kind of meh. And Absolution isn't super fun to level with anymore either. It's good, like don't get me wrong. Absolution is like still super good to level with, but it's not as good as it used to be. So Skelly Mages, give it like a, it's like a 6 out of 10 now. It was a 10 out of 10, like 2-3 leagues ago, so now it's like it's 6 out of 10. Alright, now we can talk about the big boy. This is the like last build I played. Cast on crit, bow, detonated dead, volatile dead. This screen on my right is not possible anymore. This is a screen long ago, but this is like literally what the game felt like. You had no idea what was going on all the time. This build is good. So this is like we went full circle. We came back to our cast on crit bow character. We said, what else can we do with this? We have the shell of a good cast on crit bow character. What else can we do? Insane mapping, screen clear. And I wanted to figure out, is this League Start viable? Can I play this on League Start? What do I need? And kind of what I got to is kind of the same thing we got to with the first version of this, is that it's still kind of carried by Battle Mage. It had questionable defenses because you're playing Inquisitor. And Inquisitor's kind of underwhelming. And then you wanted to actually put 2 spells into your SNS hat, Lightning Warp and Desecrate, so that felt kind of weird. You want to use Lightning Warp because if you aren't using Lightning Warp, you have to like manually move around, and that's not super fun. Lightning Warp just like you just pop around the map and just everything dies around you. But you also need to be able to cast Desecrate a ton because you're just using all the corpses you consume constantly. So ended up in a weird spot there. But this build is super good. I'll have a clip of that. Finish this up. So that being said, thanks for watching. It's been real. Enjoy the rest of the clips. Make sure to click follow, like, subscribe, and catch you all later.